Yes, Sputnik. You're looking a little bit chunky, eh?
Ah, but I know, and it's not like it's summer now.
But Boots, what is the best way to be in the ultimate calorie deficit?
I've got it. Stop eating.
Genius.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. We will be eating zero food. That is no food whatsoever. There's like supposedly so many benefits to it, like height. Some people get super enlightened, like full of mental clarity. Other people just say it's a good way to detox your body. Other people say I don't know who these other people are, but yeah, people just talk about fasting as being a good way to just reset your body and mind. I don't know if that's true or not. I won't make any claims as to whether it does or doesn't work. I'm just gonna give it a go and I will share my experience with you as to what actually does and doesn't happen when you fast. For me now, I am just past the 24-hour mark. The reason I'm fasting, well, let's chat about that. One, I've always been curious about whether it's true about mental clarity, mental clarity and resetting the body, just having a quick detox. Just came back on my holiday from New Zealand and just ate a lot of food basically, and I thought my body needs to reset. So I thought, always been curious about the mental clarity thing. I'm definitely in need of a body reset. Okay. What are the rules of the fast? When fasting, people speak about, from research, you can have certain things. Certain things you can and can't have. What you can't have is food or anything joy and happiness and that stuff you can't have. Can have, ticks, things you can have. Water, alright? And then other things that don't spike your insulin. So examples that certain sweeteners you can have, just coffee with water you can have, but like no supplements, no protein shakes, none of the cool stuff, basically. Can't have any of that. And I am not having anything other than water. Those are the rules. Ended up on some chocolates and stuff. I'll show the clip of that with me finishing on chocolate 8. That was not the only piece of chocolate I had on the trip, I assure you. Things were less than ideal. So yeah, basically did that in need of a detox. I weighed in, couldn't weigh in because I was on a plane, so I couldn't weigh in as I started the fast, but I weighed in 17 and a half hours after starting the fast. I went to gym and weighed in there at 91 kgs. Okay, so for me right now, that is heavy as hell. Like, that is so heavy. I was like, Jesus. That was 17 and a half hours after starting. So I reckon on the plane, I would have been somewhere around 94, 95. I must like heavy, something like that, crazy. I did take track of my average weight last week in New Zealand and it was around 88 kilograms. So 88 kilograms. So what am I expecting from this fast? I'm expecting to be hungry. I expect to get down in terms of weight. I expect to get down to maybe 86, 87. What weight am I losing? That's always a good question. I'm glad you guys asked that. Talking to myself, no one asked anything. So body fat, some of it, not a lot of it. Don't expect a lot of it to be body fat. A lot of water and a lot of food. Why do I expect to lose a lot of water? Well, I'm going off monohydrate creatine. Okay, so that keeps water in the muscles. Doesn't keep you puffy, but definitely just doesn't keep you looking as dry as you would otherwise. I'm currently just past the 24-hour mark and I weighed in just now at 89.1. Right, so 89 from 91 to 89.1, so that's 2 kilograms in the space of like 6-7 hours, somewhere around there, which is crazy. 2 kilograms. That's a lot, but like I said, I was bloated, had a lot of food, so that's very unrealistic. If you're starting a fast, having not just eaten huge quantities of food, don't expect to drop weight really quickly. That is not normal, and you don't want to be dropping weight really quickly anyway. That's weird. Okay, it's not good for you. So far, woke up this morning, well, last night when I finished, when I got back, landed, so I started the fast at 3 p.m. Landed, got home, super tired, went to bed. Okay, so it wasn't too difficult, didn't have a lot of hunger then, all of yesterday. Woke up this morning just feeling a bit jet lagged, not bad though. Like I said earlier, went to gym this morning, was a bit different, like didn't feel not strong, particularly because my glycogen levels are going to be really high right now, having had basically a refeed holiday for 3 weeks where I didn't go crazy. I didn't just eat whatever I wanted.
This too is false.
But I certainly ate more than I usually would, so my glycogen levels are really high, so didn't struggle for energy. I did notice though, without some form of pre-workout or none of the stuff, I just felt a bit flatter. Like having no caffeine in my body. I don't always take pre-workout before I train, but obviously I usually take like a caffeinated drink. I'll have a coffee or a Monster or a pre-workout or something with caffeine, and I drink a lot of caffeine on the daily, like more than you should. But anyway, that's just me being dumb, right? Felt really flat. Didn't feel like I got a great pump going, but I didn't feel not strong, which is fine. Do I think I'll lose any muscle over the 72 hours? No, I don't think you'll lose a substantial, if any, muscle over 72 hours. Like I said, the 3 things you'll be losing: body fat, water, food, like just digesting food and get rid of that, and not a lot of body fat. Just to clarify, I don't think you're gonna just go from fat as hell to shredded in 72 hours. Not gonna happen. Not expecting massive body recomposition, whatever, right? That's just unrealistic. Hunger only really kicked in a little bit later this morning, so around just before gym, right? So just like around 16-hour mark, I was like, sure, I'm getting really hungry, and then it went away. Trained fine. After training, felt quite hungry, had another hunger wave, and then now I'm fine, and I'm sitting at about, like I said, just past the 24-hour mark, and I'm feeling totally fine. So what causes hunger are waves of ghrelin. So you have ghrelin in your body, it's a hormone, and you get spikes, right? You get spikes of ghrelin. That's what causes the hunger. So that is the pro of hunger, is that despite how it feels like it's never going to end, sometimes you get super hungry and you're like, God, I need food right now, I'm going to die. No, it's just a ghrelin wave. It will pass, and everyone is living, breathing proof of the fact that hunger does eventually pass. Everyone at some point in their life has been super hungry, and then they can't get to food for whatever reason in the next like hour, and then they're like, oh, I'm not actually that hungry anymore. Ghrelin, okay? So I'm feeling fine now. I don't expect to be fine towards the end. I'll check in with you later with some progress.
24 hours later.
Okay, so we have passed the 48-hour mark. Here is that same phone. There you go, Johannesburg 1502, all that good stuff. Okay, that sucked a lot. I had every intention of going to 72 hours. I literally can't do it anymore. That is 48 hours done and dusted. Why am I stopping? I'm stopping because I literally cannot feel this bad anymore. I woke up this morning on the second day and I was actually fine. I wasn't that hungry. I felt okay. Went and trained. Training session was actually alright. Again, I felt the same sort of flat that I did on the first day. I didn't feel like I got a really good pump going. But in terms of actually lifting, I was fine. And then left the gym and just started getting, so I left around like 10 a.m. this morning. So that was, I don't know, however many hours into the fast. And then the last 5 hours or so have been awful, just like seriously hungry. And it wasn't even so much of a wave. I expected it to get, like, as I spoke about at the beginning about ghrelin waves, I didn't get so much of a ghrelin wave so much as that this underlying hunger set in and it just stayed there, and it was just so unpleasant. So just before filming this, weighed in again, weighed in at 85.2, which is really light for me, like really light for me. So the total weight loss was 5.8 kgs, which was more than I was expecting. considering my average weight in New Zealand was 87, 88 kilograms. So, and that was last week. So that was light. That's a lot of weight loss. I wasn't too concerned about muscle loss until this morning and now, when I just feel so empty. Like I just feel so empty and scrawny and tiny, and I genuinely feel like I've lost muscle. I don't think it's true. I read a study that said that you could expect to lose about 4 pounds over a 2-day fast. So that's about 1 to 2 kgs approximately. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Whether I have actually lost muscle, I don't really know. I'm pretty positive that the majority of what I've lost would be the 3 things that I spoke about earlier. But yeah, I don't think you would lose a lot of muscle. But I am a little bit more like, ugh. Pros of the fast: you feel very lean all the time because you are empty. So I felt very lean. And the other one was that it was really convenient. Having not to spend, not spending a lot of time.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Cooking food in the kitchen actually did open up like a lot of my day, and I just felt like I could do a lot more stuff. So that was pretty cool. Cons: you are hungry all the time. Like I just, this constant hunger set in. So it wasn't so bad the first day, the first 24 hours. The next 24 hours, I just felt hungry. The second, it was just awful. And when I finished eating, so I'll show a clip of me on the plane. I was eating chocolate because I knew what a disaster the upcoming hours were going to be for my life. And when I finished that point, I just remember being so full, thinking 72 hours is not going to be difficult. I completely underestimated the difficulty of it. It is hard. It's really, really, really difficult. So you do get this underlying hunger, and it's really terrible. The other thing that the more I think about fasting, the more I think is a bad thing to do, is that it's not sustainable. You can't make it part of your lifestyle. If you continuously go 2-3 days without eating, the big thing for me would probably be your protein intake, and how insufficient protein is going to be a problem in terms of muscle maintenance and growth. It's going to be a problem, and you're going to feel terrible. And so not only are you going to get you're not going to get sufficient protein, but also the more that you train on an empty stomach after 2-3 days of not eating, the worse your training is going to be. Because I can feel, even though my training wasn't too bad today, it wasn't very good. Like it wasn't bad, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting it to be horrendous, but compared to average training, it was not anywhere near my best. So, and I think the more you go on, the more it's going to be a problem. So that's the other con that I started to feel about this. Would I fast again? No. I think I can make more progress just doing my usual calories in versus calories out in terms of what I want to achieve. So what I want to achieve is lose weight, gain muscle. I think a better method for that would just be to do something more sustainable. And what's more sustainable than this would just be picking up a nice calorie count in terms of, from my first video, just pick what calories you need to hit, what macronutrients you need to hit those on the daily, and just do it over a longer period of time. Because the problem with fasting, the other thing that I found was that I think it does promote something called yo-yo dieting, and it's very much a thing. So you're gonna not eat for 48 or 72 hours, or however many hours, you just don't eat. And then when you do eat, you just eat badly. You just eat lots of bad stuff. And then you go from being in this serious calorie deficit into a mad calorie surplus. And that is just how eating disorders are developed, I think. So, and I can really feel after 48 hours, I don't usually have this need and desire to eat food as badly as I do right now, but it's awful. And and in terms of the mental clarity thing, that's bullshit. I had no mental clarity whatsoever. I feel so flat. I feel foggy. I don't think I can focus. This is sporadic because I can't even focus. It's not going well. I wouldn't do it again. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, share all those good things for the 48 hours of torture that Nick's put himself through. and I will catch you in the next video. And please never forget, stay on the journey to better.